Guys. So here we go. With television has to provide you information on everything that you're seeing. With hydrogen, what we discovered is that we're able to turn hydrogen into brain waves. We're able to turn brain waves into oxygen, and then oxygen, in which we breathe. Although it sounds like every single breath that we just took right now actually creates some form of format, letters, numerics, composements of music. Um, these are numeric notes, so it's the keynote, black keynotes, white keynotes, or vice versa. It's on depending on how we can find. We have to find out how it actually still works. I mean, I get the idea, the fundamentals. This is how I was beginning to lose my mind, and I couldn't find a way to actually describe all this information. So then, I believe I made a mistake on one of these as well. I think this is 31, not 32. And this should be a 7 or an H, if there's an H note, which there is in piano, but they said it was created. So I'm not going to add that one on there. Let's just keep it very basic to the creations in which we know are 100% solid. Because if we begin to add certain things, it's like having an idea without having any proof. So this is proof of what I've been talking about. And I can't just be like, oh, there's voices in my head, guys, and I know it's someone. You know, that people are like, all right, you're crazy, you're on drugs, whatever. So that's not the way it works, guys. This is the proof on how we hear voices, how we're able to telepathically communicate, how we pick up ideas out of nowhere, how we begin to and keep in mind that the stuff that you compose, guys, it's yours. How can I say it? Some of it might be repetitive, but it's not repeated, or it's not false information. You just don't know how to compose it. That's why we were asking a lot of people, if you guys ever check out my videos, any of my conversations, begin to record yourself. If you have anything that's on your mind, just begin to write it down. Remember, we're able to see the pattern cycles on the numerics. And on the words, we won't be able to pick them out. But what we'll be able to figure out, if they're one formats, three formats. See, like right here, we have a one format, three format, one format, two format, two format, one format, one format, two. And it all sounds like musical. Hydrogen is a musical. So what does that mean? We're able to trigger hydrogen in music to our brain. That means our brain is like sniffing hydrogen. It's just like, ooh, it's floating on cloud 9. So this is very, very bad. So once we get the hydrogen in our brain waves through music, our oxygen that we begin to breathe, the brain says, no, dude, I need hydrogen. Hydrogen sounds very beautiful in music. I still don't know how amazing, or how this looks like, which is the pixel images. I don't know how it's able to conduct, in my brain, but it's electricity. And then how it's able to turn hydrogen is able to turn into creative words by oxygen in my brain. So then as you're breathing, you begin to with all this information, you're gonna ask somebody, or somebody's gonna ask you, like, hey, what's hydrogen? Hydrogen is like nitrogen. So then your brain will be like, oh, two format nitrogen, and then your brain's like, that's something similar, bro. So then now you're becoming a brain genius junkie. So what does that mean? You begin to high dosage yourself, and the methadone and your pinnacle gland stability, bro, begins to want more of this information of life. So remember, you're able to pick up all of this stuff every single day, having conversations with individuals. If they're different people, you might not notice it, but you pick up different formats. Remember, there are only three formats. Obviously, you can. Give me a second. Our alarm clock's going off. Obviously, you're able to compose them, round them up to voltage, electricity. So hydrogen is a 96, bro. This might be basic information to a genius, but this stuff right here, bro, that we're discovering is not correct, man. So hydrogen cannot compose these words, and oxygen is a false statement because we're actually doing it. We're breaking it down and we're showing individuals. If hydrogen cannot be in the air, then it shouldn't exist as a musical note or something that is of sound. So if hydrogen shouldn't even be a word then for the brain, because then the brain begins to compose like, okay, hydrogen is an eight, and H sounds like hate. So every time I hear the word hate, I can compose hydrogen. Now, obviously, the brain that doesn't know off of drugs, which is a hydrogen intelligence, high on life, it's going to be like, nah, I'm pretty sure I'm able to compose hate. H and 8, this guy speaks slang, proper, and it actually is spelled hate. And the way 8 sounds, A-T, 8, it's like 8, I ate something today. And then when we put the H in front of 8, it's almost like height, if you can see here. So now we got hydrogen in our height, which is the how much resistance we have to this drug. And then these are all the words that we composed with hydrogen in the numeric system, meaning they're able to sneak in and get us high off of oxygen, brain waves, hydrogen composement, musicals 1, 2, and 3 formats. Every time we hear rad, red, read, fear, gear, said is a Spanish word, which makes it even more difficult. For people that don't speak Spanish, you are 100% numb up to this point, meaning you are completely clueless how this stuff even works. Imagine a third world country, you're not even going to understand it. Sad, fed, gas, tea, Ted, tad, get, dead, dad, bed, bad, cat, coffee, cafe, decaf or coffee, I apologize, cafe, fed, gaffer, gaffer's head, aid, lead, deal, madman, am, fam, dan, fen, ned, fed. These are two different feds, by the way. This is fed as in food, fed as in cop, which gives them, again, different ways to transition from Spanish and then make all of these words where you're sometimes speaking out these things. When you're having a conversation, then all of a sudden, like a word slips out of your mouth. You're like, I don't even know what I probably need to do. Food. You're like, oh, the ham. I'm like, I don't even know why I said that. Jen and God. ADO is a tour line. It's a Mexican tour line in the third world country. So here we have almost at the very end and at the very beginning. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the sixth word, and second to last. During this mid process, we have two forms of fed, which allow junctions. We can swap in and out English and Spanish, and confusements of words and usements. So it's like saying, hey. Hey is hello. Hey is hay for horses. And then it's spelled, it sounds like H-A-Y. So with the H-A-Y in three forms of understanding, it's able to attack all the three lobes of the brain, If it knocks off all three brains, which means you don't even pay attention to it, they're able to begin to start with rad. When was the last time you said rad? Red, read, fear, gear, said, sad. So just guys, take a look at this stuff. See if you like it. I got a bunch of other information, guys. Let me just show you this last one. This is hydrogen, and it's the H, which is a 1 format. So the H is a 1 format, which allows me to also hide the H hydrogen with an A. A is a 1-1 format, and this is how it sound in life, which is 1. 1, you don't hear own, E, oni is the proper sound to 1. When you say 1, it sounds like W-U-A-N, wa, wa, mm. So look at the big difference in the numbers, guys. Here we have 15, 14, and 5 is 29. 29, 5 is 34. And then the way we actually say it, it's a 23, 21 makes it a 44, 58, 59. Big difference, guys. So I'm able to compose more without you knowing, you just speaking, than with what it said. So here as you can see, once again, with the letter 1, we have the 8. So it's able to jump in and out. So once you're able to jump in and out, guys, we're able to change the word up. Now we could turn this W into a J for Juan, which is a Mexican name. It's able to do a lot of things, and I'm able to turn this into electricity, by the way. What does that mean? I'm able to turn this into some form of TV screen. Now the letter A, bro, does compose some of these words, which is 1, neon, and new, and then of course slang. When and nah, which means like no. And here we go. These are the 8. This is the H again. 8. And I'm able to compose a motherboard with it. And it's not for understanding, guys. Remember, when you're in a nation, when you're in a country, you have to speak their language. Okay? What does this mean? If somebody doesn't speak it, you can't be like, oh, here, let me show you. Okay? Let me go ahead and mess with all 3 of your frontal lobes, because I know I'm not affecting it. I'm only showing you and teaching you more information. Well, you're really not. People that do not know, people that do not understand that television is for learning, it becomes a hazard. It becomes a migraine. It becomes a headache. And you guys have seen this before, that when you watch too much television, you can hurt your eyes, which is your pixels. Your pixels can then be telling your brain, hey, my head's hurting, bro. You know what I mean? Due to all of this stuff that I don't understand, but they keep showing me when I just wanted to see some funny stuff, right? So then what does that mean? You can take action on finding out how to fix all of this stuff. So once again, this is just the letter U, guys. This is just like basic U format, and how we're able to turn this. So I gotta rip all these pages up and make one huge, and it's like 30 pages, man. And that's only one hydrogen. There's probably like 100 of them or 50 of them. I'm not sure how many elements there is. So if I got 30 pages of just a simple alphabet, that's 26 words, 36, 6 composements of it. I'm sorry, it's 26. I had like 30 something pages. And then once again, the AEIOUs, guys, this is another way to make it happen. which means English, Spanish, other languages. I still haven't phrased, which means cafe. Cafe could mean a word in another language that I don't understand. Uh, so I would have to find somebody that speaks another language and understands this. These are my junctions. So the A musical note can actually turn into an R, a V, a Y, a Z, a W, a T, and then a Q, a U, and a K. So how do we do that? We have to turn everything numeric and composements and play them together. What does that mean? You might need more than one piano to compose an R. But during a sound studio, when they record and they say like, oh, hey, look, bro, I added an additional piano, they might not know their composement. They're just going based off of vibrations. And let's just say, oh, when you turn this up, it sounds amazing, bro, which means it's a number. Meaning your volume, your R numeric composement letter A junction at a volume 18, it sounds radical, which is an R, A, and then a numeric composement, rad. And it sounds amazing in your car, C, A, R. So guys, check it out. If you got family member that's had amnesia, if you got friends that do drugs, if you have friends that have lost their mind or got anger issues, if personalities, if they erupt all of a sudden, ask them, hey, before you erupt, do you feel blood like rising into your pores? Then you're not crazy, and you're not even angry, bro. It's actually adrenaline. The adrenaline is due to the fact that there's traumas near you that you don't understand, and they're being reflected by the conversation. Remember, television provides us a hypnosis, like how I just mentioned. It's a form of hypnosis in giving us knowledge and for us to understand that it's nothing bad, calm down, and they're providing us primary colors, which is red, yellow, blue. Composements of red, yellow, and blue would be like orange, green, purple, and other colors, right? So what does that mean? It means that they're teaching us, but at the same time, they're the ones that are molding us. When you got rich individuals like Samsung, you got other televisions, those last names, guys, understand it's rich people that just compose the basic television, and all they do is they just keep adding one additional upgrade. Remember, it was the TV. First, it was a box. Then it was a TV at a bigger picture. Then it was TV at that same big picture and portable. What does that mean? They don't change a lot of things, guys, because they begin to get bought out by the big guys. What does that mean? If there's I don't know if you guys ever heard of the story about the trillionaire families, that there was only 2 trillionaire families that pretty much ruled the world. And they're like so rich that these guys like buy parts of the ocean, they buy parts of deserts and things like that. So these families, they buy lands and they trade. That's how they would trade. Diamonds and all that stuff. Like they say like the pure diamonds, guys, have to give color. And to us, they tell us that color is not good. So when you see a diamond, it has to shine all white.